Okay, so following on from last lesson, you had 3 different angles that you spent 15 minutes each drawing, and you were able to overlap them to create a unique still life. What you guys need to do is work on the back of that piece of paper, and you're going to be focusing on one composition over the course of 2 lessons. You can use pen and pencil, the same as you've practiced with before, but it's important that you guys must not rush because you have got 2 full lessons to do this. Okay, so back to the famous Buddha. Just starting off with an outline. Reminding you guys again that I am just giving a demo, so you guys need to make sure that you are taking your time and you're looking at all the shapes as before. These still lives are going to be staying in the room, so nobody will be touching them from your first lesson until your 3rd lesson is complete and you have finished all your drawings. Recommended completely, obviously, by seating plans and for your benefit of best angles that you stay in the same place, because that will make sure that you get the right accuracy that you need. You can let these still lives obviously run off your page. It's important actually that for the next 2 lessons you fill your page, and once you have all the shapes in place you can start working on your shading. If you think there are some difficult objects, don't shy away from them, give them a go first of all. But then you can spend more time focusing on the ones that you've got a little bit more confidence with, as long as you give it a go. Try and look where that line is for everything in terms of its position. So the pot is roughly in the middle of the ear of the Buddha, so I just want to make sure I've got that in at the back. And obviously think about the items in your foreground. You need to think carefully about how you're going to use your pen and pencil. So obviously I've started off drawing things in pencil because it's easier to rub out for any mistakes or reconsidering your composition. But you are working on the back of your work before. So make sure that you do look after this piece of paper. Okay, so roughly I've got all the details in that I would need. Now that the composition is there and it's completely filled my page, I can then start to work on all the features that I want to sort of take my time with now. This is also when you can start bringing in those tones to make sure that you're giving a little bit more depth to your work. Okay, eventually you will find a rhythm that suits you, and you might have a basic shape you want to work with over and over again. Okay, we're not expecting you to have individual details that you spend a really long time working on individually. Obviously, how you want to present them is completely up to you. You can present them with just circles or a swirl shape, or even just some mark making techniques. So there's 4 different ways of doing them straight away there. Okay, when you're using your pencil, recommended that you have a HB, maybe a 2B. Think about your darker tones and what you can start to exaggerate. Obviously things in the background might be a bit darker because the light won't be on them as much. And think about the lighter areas. Recommended that you would use a tissue, but if you want to, it's a bit of a bad habit to get into, but if you want to, you can obviously just use your finger to blend, and then you can start to work over it a little bit more. You can even use a rubber to work into your drawing just to bring out those lighter areas as well. Okay, you do have 2 hours on this. So take your time and good luck.